Good morning and welcome to Thursday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. A very wet Thursday. It's been raining all night long. So hope you're staying dry. And I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. I show up here every day about this time. And over the past, I don't know, I think I've been doing this 12 or 13 years. I've missed a handful, just a handful. There's lots. And kind of switch to this platform. Good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. Good morning, Gwen. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Joe Neal. Awesome. All the practical rebels popping in here. This is good. I actually switched to this platform because Facebook kept making changes to what was and wasn't allowed. Good morning, Abigail. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So all the regulars are rolling in here. And so there on here, I can go live on multiple platforms at once. So you can see my smiling face all over the place. How lucky for you. Headed to Nina for Easter. Safe travels. Right now we're getting freezing rain. I think it's meant to warm up. So it should be gone by the time you get into our vicinity. Hopefully you're not getting the freezing rain on your end. But safe travels, safe travels. So we have a cool card today. Comes from the Mike Dooley deck. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you are here. Welcome. The Notes from the Universe on Abundance deck. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Mike Dooley, he has been doing Notes from the Universe on Abundance forever. He makes me look like a piker. But the gist of them is every morning in your inbox, you can get an email from Tut from the universe, and it is a cheeky message as if the universe is talking to you about all things, in this case, abundance. And we have some weird quirks about abundance, so let's talk about those today, shall we? So glad you're all here. Glad you're all getting ready for you're back home and recovering from watching Grandboys for a week. Yes, absolutely tiring. Absolutely tiring. So my daughter's getting very good at the practice of sleeping when baby sleeps. She sent me a video yesterday. She's so darn cute. So it's one of those, we used to use swings. They've got these little bouncy chair things that they've got a remote for it, which she said they can't find the remote. Ha ha ha. So then you bounce it with your foot. But anyway, baby is so small. Her head doesn't fit in the headrest part, and she's just little in there. But it was funny. She was very alert, looking around, bouncing away. It was a hoot. Good morning, Beth. Glad you are here. Welcome. So my hope for this card is that it kind of puts all of us in the wait, gotta find my word. Putting on our perspectacles. Love that. Love that. That's a Glennon Doyle Melton word, perspectacles. That's fabulous. Anyway, that was from yesterday. So today, putting on our perspectacles to see how are we looking at abundance and how are we limiting ourselves with abundance. And how many of you have already said, well, I've got enough money. I don't need to listen to this thing on abundance. Whoa, hold it. Back up the truck. There's so much more to abundance than just money. We have vastly overrated the value of money. Yes, money is good. Money serves us. Money can do all kinds of good things. But we've way overrated its value compared to other kinds of abundance. What other kinds of abundance are there, Bonnie? The abundance of friends, the abundance of intellectual stimulation, the abundance of let's see, what else? Beauty, the abundance of nature and beauty, they kind of go hand in hand in my view a lot. The abundance of places to go, the abundance of things to do. There is abundance all over. So apparently LinkedIn is having an issue again today. So we'll just ignore LinkedIn for the moment. There we go. All of you, I think, are here on Facebook except Joe Neal, who is on YouTube. So I'll talk to those of you who are here. And those of you who were on LinkedIn, hopefully you can find me on another platform. It seems like it's about twice a week. LinkedIn throws a little hissy fit and can't quite manage to do the live stream, but whatever. I just posted after the fact then. So, Notes from the Universe on Abundance by Mike Dooley. Let's start with some tapping and some breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Doesn't that feel good? In through the nose, out through the mouth. And breath is one of those things we take for granted until something interferes with it. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Really appreciating your breath and the cleansing that it does. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Yes, 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 yes. Grounding, anchoring, settling ourselves in right here. Yesterday morning for me was amazing. I decided because the only thing I had semi-scheduled was YEMIG. It was a whole day with nothing scheduled. That never happens. That never happens. So I took full advantage of that gift and spent my time, invested my time in expanding on the things that I love to do. So I journaled extra long. I had a cup and a half of cacao instead of just a cup. I did one of my paraliminal audios, the ones that go back and forth between your ears. And then I'm doing a 5-day challenge on Holosync, which also goes back and forth between your ears. And I think I'm actually going to buy that one as well because the paraliminals are focused specifically on an area. So I can pick among the areas what I want to work on a particular day. Physical health, psychological well-being, blah, blah, blah. The Holosync ones, the music is all the same, but there's things that they're tweaking in the background. And again, it goes back and forth. And I love them. By the time I was done with that, I was like a noodle. I was so relaxed. It was fabulous. So that made for a very enjoyable rest of my day. So today, let's look at our beautiful card. Love those pinky purple clouds. Take a breath. Let it go. We actually had this card, excuse me, several months ago, which again speaks volumes because there are a lot of cards in this deck. I think this is like a 60 card deck and pick the same card, same card. So again, as I've always said, when a message shows up once, pay attention. When a message shows up twice, perk up your ears. When a message shows up 3 times, hello, are you listening? So this one, we're to the prick up our ears stage. We'll see if we have to get to hello, are you listening? All right. Some of you will recognize the words as we go. Welcome to those of you who are on a platform where your name doesn't roll. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Every single day, this is the universe talking to you. Every single day, I'm pressing out and reeling in the abundance you are making room for in your life as I observe everything you think, say, and do. Yeah, I'm not so fond of the reeling in part. Pressing my heart out, the universe. So my question to you is, my question to all of us is, because I always go along, I answer these as well. How am I opening myself to receiving? How am I making myself available to abundance? Am I creating a very limited view of what abundance even is? Again, good morning, Carolyn. Glad you're here. Welcome. Let me show you our pretty card for today. How many of us have been groomed? I'm going to pick a very yucky word. How many of us have been groomed to only look at money abundance? That's the only abundance we allow ourselves to listen to pay attention to measure, etc. What about all those other kinds of abundance? Right now, I want you to take an inventory. Where are the top 3 areas in your life where you are abundance? Thank you, Gwen. Oh, I like that. Where you are abundance. It's not separate from you. It's not something out there that you have to make happen. It's a part of you. It's opening up to seeing what you already have. What do you already have? Family connections, friends, intellectual stimulation, that whole list that I talked about earlier. What do you have? What do you truly have? Look around. There's the literal abundance too, the physical abundance. I have a lamp here. I have my tea here. I have things. Yep. I have a phone, I have a computer, all the things, right? That's fabulous. That is absolutely fabulous. And we would it behooves us to expand our view of abundance. What abundances do we have? Because as we appreciate the abundance we have, energy, how many of us did not appreciate our level of energy until something caused it to flag? An illness, an injury, something caused our energy level to flag, right? Depression. When we have an abundance of energy, really revel in that, appreciate that. What about um, questions? Do we have an abundance of questions? Can we appreciate that abundance of questions? Because what does that do for us? It makes us inquisitive. It makes us curious. It helps us learn more, right? Expand our view of abundance. Thank you, Gwen. I appreciate that. So let me read it to you again. First, I'll show you the pretty picture. And I love this. There's a path. We could be walking on that path, looking out over that beautiful scene, that beautiful scene. And how often do we take for granted the beauty that's around us? I'm going to make sure, even though it's raining today, I'm going to wander out there and see how far my hyacinths are up. That's part of the beauty that's around me, the abundance of beauty that's around me. And with this rain, all we're going to need is one sunny day and everything's going to open up. Everything's going to open up. Every single day, I'm pressing out and reeling in the abundance you are making room for in your life as I observe everything you think, say, and do. Yeah, I'm not so fond of the reeling in part, pressing my heart out the universe. So, how clear a message are you sending to the universe that you are willing to receive? Anything and everything that the universe has to offer you. Yes, since Cancer, there is so much more to life to be thankful for besides money. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, we don't want to totally devalue money because those who don't have it struggle more than those who do have it, which hopefully means that those who do have it share nice with those who don't have as much. And making room for all the other abundances. Because kind of going back to The Secret, one of the things that Rhonda Byrne put in The Secret, whether you read it or you listened to it, I have it on CDs. CDs, yeah, I know. In my car. And I listen to them once in a while because I love hearing all of the speakers, all of the people who talked about abundance. And we've learned more about it since then, yes. But her point was, excuse me, we we set up so clearly how we want our abundance to come. We demand of the universe that it come in certain ways, a certain size, a certain color, a certain timing, blah blah blah. What if the universe wants to give us more? What if the universe wants to give it to us in a different way? What if there's a delivery vehicle that, let's say we always get our stuff by UPS, and let's say all of a sudden FedEx shows up. Do we tell it to go away? How can you open yourself more to receiving what's right in the periphery waiting to come your way? Maybe it's more energy. Wouldn't that be lovely? Maybe it's more thoughtful time. Maybe it's a day like yesterday where I had nothing other than YEMIG to do. And I got to pick what I wanted to do. There were no demands on my time. That was wild. That was wild. And do you want to know why I think that day came along? Because last week I kind of cheekily said that I was semi-retiring. I think the universe said, all right, well, then let's show you what a retirement day can be like. Here it is. Here it is. Nothing scheduled. You decide what you want to do and when you want to do it. It was lovely. Yeah, I do need more of those days. I think we all need more of those days. And we need that willingness to be creative and still so that we can hear what's calling us. What's calling us? I think I'll plant some seeds today. What's calling us? I think I'll clutter clear today. What's calling us? I think I want to bake today. Yeah, retirement is awesome. I'm finding out. I'm finding out. So every single day, the universe is pressing out and reeling in the abundance that you receive based on the messages you send the universe. Can we be in appreciation? Can we be in gratitude? The secret talks about that a lot often. That when we appreciate what we have, more comes our way. If we aren't appreciating what we have, why would the universe send us more? And when we share what we have, that signals the universe, I'm well aware there's an unending supply, so I'm willing to share what I have. I know I will have enough. My needs will be met. So when I see people whose needs aren't being totally met, yes, there's a mindset shift that would be good for them to do. But I can also be an earth angel who helps them create that mindset shift. Something comes their way unexpectedly. It can be things that to you may feel very small. Maybe someone's in the checkout line and having to pick out some things to put back because they don't have the money. Give them the money. What the hell? If it's an extra 20 bucks to get them the things they need and to save them from some more embarrassment of having to pull things out and put them back. Ever been there? It ain't fun. It ain't fun. So, how can you be an earth angel today? How can you be a giver of abundance? Any way you'd like, any way that calls to you. What are some ways that you can be, and how can you receive your abundance and demonstrate for others you receiving your abundance so that they can see what allowing abundance looks like? And then you might get some of the grumbling. Oh, I hope you get the grumbling. Well, it must be nice. Turn and look at them and smile beatifically and say, it is nice. I wish for you abundance. Open yourself to receiving. I wish for you abundance. Be a little provocative. Poke a little bit here and there. They may grumble and they may argue for their scarcity. Well, some people get everything and some of us just don't. And I, being the mouthy person I am, even if I wouldn't know that person, might say, well, argue for your limitations and you get to keep them. I wish for you abundance. And I'd walk away. I'd walk away. So every single day, I'm pressing out and reeling in the abundance you're making room for in your life as I observe everything you think, say, and do. So let's do a little inventory of what are we thinking, saying, and doing. And that will help draw in abundance of all sorts and hopefully put us in a place of being willing to share that abundance with others more and more and more. Have an awesome Thursday. Stay dry. Unless you like playing in the rain, go for it then. Have fun with that. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.